Hello, everyone. We have some frequently asked questions. We just had a big event a week ago, week and a half, 2 weeks ago, maybe. At those events, we'll get people to submit some questions they have during the event, and we have 152.
Yeah, we had like close to 500 interactions of
Yeah, it
people that
was a
were
lot.
looking at questions and giving the thumbs up on it.
Right.
And so the number one thumbs up question got 271 people wanted to know the
Everyone's
answer
going to
to a
want to know
question.
this.
So you need to ask it.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Is Joe fired up?
I'm fired up. I am so fired up.
I thought you were going to come after me. No, you didn't come after me. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's dive into some other. That really was the number one question.
Yeah.
271 people to give it a thumbs up. So let's dive in. I'm going to ask Joe some of these questions because we didn't get to all of them during the event. So we're going to run through the top ones and get started. So let's do it. So, Joe, what app do you recommend to create a budget?
I did answer this question to that crowd, but I wanted to answer it for everybody because it's a top question. My right answer is the one that you will use regularly. So I will tell you the app I use is Microsoft Excel. I would also tell you that You Need a Budget, also known as YNAB, is an excellent one. Dave Ramsey's EveryDollar is an excellent one. Our Fully Funded Life one is an excellent one. But ultimately, it's the one that you find that is accessible and available when you need it, and that you will actually use.
Yeah.
So all of those, though, are good recommendations. I'm partial to Fully Funded Life because that's what we're working to perfect and improve every day.
Right.
But we also have the Excel version of them available through Fully Funded Life. But You Need a Budget, EveryDollar, Microsoft Excel, Google Sheets, all of those. Hey, pencil, paper, and a calculator. That's the original app.
That's the app
That
right
still
there.
works too.
Yeah. Awesome. So whatever one actually works, use that one. Try it all. Awesome. Okay. Next question. Should I pay off all my debt before I start investing?
Yes. Well, no, I'm not answering that question as yes. Should I pay off all my debt before investing? The right answer is always, when we're talking about saving, investing, giving, all these different activities we can do with money, it's go back to the ladder, the Fully Funded Life ladder.
Yeah.
So the first rung is set goals. Second rung, save 1 month's worth of expenses. The third rung, ding, 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 answers the question, says invest enough to get the company match. So you should, or $100 a month if you don't have a match, whichever is greater. So the right answer is you should be investing before paying off your debt. And the reason being is a debt freedom journey for rung 4 debt freedom, non-house, non-business debt, can take 1 to 3 to 4 years. And that's if somebody's hustling. And if you forego all that free company match, or you forego $100 a month for 4 years, that can be a $250,000 difference at retirement age in your investment fund. So, anything you want to add to that?
No, I think you're right. I think even just doing that math, like even if it's $100 for
You have piles of debt right now, right? Don't you have piles of credit card debt and all that stuff?
I keep it all hidden
And
away.
payday loan debt, and you're investing.
Payday loans are my favorite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good job.
Well, that's that. I think to your point, people get so attracted to paying off the debt, which it is a huge. I mean, that is very important. You should pay off your debt. However, if that means stopping your company match to attack it, that's actually a way bigger decision than a lot of people realize.
Huge.
I mean, we say it all the time. You've probably seen it all the time. Like it's free money. That's
Half
literally
of all Americans who have a match available to them do not contribute enough to get the full match.
Mm-hmm.
They're literally saying, I can't afford free money.
Mm-hmm.
So get your free money. Get the matching investment. It's essential to your retirement. You're going to be tired, and you're going to need a retirement fund. Okay?
Awesome. Thank you.
So the next question that we want to talk about is how to budget when income is not consistent. We never know when the next paycheck will come or how much it will be. Huh. Do you want to answer it?
Well, I would say I would point everyone to I was broke, now I'm not.
That's it. That's it.
Because that's one of the things you get people that are who have seasonal income, people who are commission, like take somebody who's a waiter.
Tip income server.
Yep. You don't know, you're going to get a paycheck, but it could be one weekend, or 1 week it could be 1,000, the next one is 2, and then it's $400, bad week, and then it's 3. And how do you do that? How do you budget with seasonal for irregular income? And the answer is you find out what that budget number is that you can live in and sustain. So just as an example, let's say it's 4,000 a month. It's like, okay, 4,000 a month, I'm going to budget off that. So then when you get more than that in a month, maybe it's 5,000, you still live off that 4 and you have kind of a surplus. But then the next month when you bring in say 3,000, you're still living in that budget of 4,000 that you've set for yourself. And then you have that surplus that you're taking from and adding to. You have that
Yeah.
little bump.
That's a good
how you-
explanation. I also liken it to like a water reservoir.
Yeah.
You know, the reason why many large reservoirs have been created by the Army Corps of Engineers is to store water when there's plenty of water, when times are good, so that when there's a drought, there's still water. And that same thing is true, is that you should have a separate fund. We call it a known funds fund, that you put those months where you have overage, you put the overage over there, you fill up while times are good, you can draw down on it when times are tough. And anybody who has seasonal, cyclical, irregular, or serpentine, up and down income, they can draw from it, add to it, and it allows their house to run steady. It's almost like you put your house on a salary while this income goes up and down.
Right.
So hopefully that makes sense. If you need more information, just watch that course in Fully Funded Life, or buy the book I Was Broke Now I'm Not, chapter 8 talks about it. Boom.
Boom. Okay, Joe, another question. What is the best way to save up for a first home while on one income? And this one specifically says stay-at-home mom plus one salary.
Yeah. So they got at least one kiddo.
Yep.
And they're saving up for a first home and have one income.
Yeah.
So here's what I know. They think that it's a unique tip needed. It's the same way if you have 4 incomes and you're not a stay-at-home mom.
Right.
Is you have to make sure income minus outgo does not equal exactly 0, in that you're saving a tremendous amount of money, and you have to sacrifice. In this scenario, you have to sacrifice more generally to be able to put enough money away to get a down payment established. This can mean a stay-at-home mom has what is called a cottage industry, a little job she can do while at home, not forever, but enough to get into the home. It's maybe there's overtime available. Maybe you can get a second job for the husband. If the husband, it says they're stay-at-home mom, so I'm assuming dad's out working. None of those are what I call fun options. Sacrificing, working more, but that's how it works. And being immensely frugal with your budget, because you've got this big dream, which is home ownership, and you're going to have to sacrifice to make that happen.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, you bought a house and you put down a down payment, and it was this much money.
Yeah.
Was it, do you remember that day?
I do remember.
I remember when you bought it. Did it get your attention?
I remember, yes, it got my attention a whole lot. But I think another thing, just to add on, is there's also interesting ways that you can. Our first home we bought was a USDA loan.
Yeah.
Which we just decided, okay, it's gonna take too long to get X amount in a down payment, but we found that we could buy in the quote unquote country, and we could put 3% down.
3% down versus 5% for a conventional.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, that saved us a good bit of money.
Yeah.
That makes this more doable. So there's other options too. I'm not saying you have to do that, but you can look into those things.
Yeah, FHA, VA, USDA, and other loan programs allow people to get in a house sooner with less money. So if you think about buying the average house right now, $300K, 5% means you're gonna have to bring $15,000 down. If it's 3%, it's only $9,000 down. That's a difference of $6,000. Yeah. And a lot of times the monthly payment on the house is actually less than the rent that the family's already paying.
Oh yeah.
And so, you know, it's going to be it's going to be a period of buckle down is the answer to this couple. Yep. But it's going to be so worth it. So you can do it. The next question that we saw, 36 people voted up on this, said, how should a newly married couple transition into sharing income and bills? How should we have our accounts? It's a great question. So I would ask the question, is this a first marriage for everybody here? That's a valid question. because some people have money wounds if they've went through divorce and they're getting married and money was used as power or control, or they woke up one day and all their money was gone. So they have money wounds and their trust is a little shattered. So, but what I would say is make sure you're open and clear and honest with both sides of the equation. You have all income clear and known. Whatever you produce an income, your spouse knows. Whatever your spouse produces, you know, and where the money's going is clear. And that you put together a budget and agree on how that's going. It's simpler if it's one set of accounts, shared accounts. I highly recommend it. I've done that for 28 years of marriage. We had nothing anyhow, so other than piles of debt. So it seemed right for us.
Yeah.
What are you going to steal? You going to steal my debt? This is awesome. Here, dude.
Take some of that.
And we was living on love. So you could have 75 accounts, and that's still okay. As long as you clearly know all the income and you know all the outgo, you're going to be in good shape.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It closes the door to financial deceit. Financial deceit, sinister, not good.
Not good. Yeah, I wouldn't say that's a good thing. Awesome. All right, we'll jump to another question here. If we have enough money in our savings to pay off our credit card debt, is it worth just draining our savings to be done with credit cards? That's an interesting question.
I'll let you answer it.
Well, I think it goes back to the ladder, right? Figure out what rung you're on, where you're at. One of the things people often want to do when they have debt, especially credit card debt, is smack it out. Without knowing all the details to this, assuming, just to use numbers, assuming you have $10,000 in credit card debt and $10,000 in savings, you don't want to just take all $10,000 of your savings and smack your debt, because then what happens is you don't have any savings. What happens if anything happens? You have to go back into debt, right? So you want to have some of that some of that savings still there, right? But how much should you have? I think that's the question. How much should you have in your savings if you do have enough?
Well, first off,
your debt.
I'm really intrigued because I think you've just invented the debt smackdown.
It's a smack.
Which is like the WWE of debt smackdowns. I would love some chat GPT of somebody doing a suplex and a body slam of a credit card.
Allies.
Yeah, an ally
savings account.
be unbelievable.
Jump on it.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. But the answer to the question is always, it's the same answer. It's a repetitive answer. You just go to the ladder and you look at this and say, hey, no, you do not drain your savings account, because the emergency fund needs to remain 1 month's worth of expenses. When you take away all of your savings, you put yourself at risk of incurring new debt. And while your credit card is paid off, if life happens, and it will, how are you going to pay for it? All your savings is gone. So you definitely have to keep at least 1 month's worth of savings, because you never know what life's going to throw your way. And the other thing that I would just encourage you when you're thinking about this savings, credit card debt, I love to ask the question when I'm faced with this, say, what created the credit card balance? Was it a major life event? Did the car break down? Did you have to take an emergency trip out of town? Was there an illness? Was there a job layoff? Or is this piled up through years of just financial misbehavior?
Right.
Because how you solve the problem is different. You know, if it's a big surprise expense, hey, you can tweak your budget because you've shown the ability to save somehow, and just add in savings for known upcoming expenses, you know, such as vacation or car repairs, car replacement. But if it's life over time, it tells me you're not very good at budgeting, and you need to get really good at that. And when you do that, well, you'll be on your way towards total and complete debt freedom, and you'll win the ultimate debt smackdown. The WWE debt smackdown.
The ultimate debt smackdown.
I love this next question here. It says, how do I budget groceries and keeping my girlfriend happy with coffee? I wish I would have solved that question. 24 people wanted me to answer that.
Oh.
Do
I don't know. I don't know if there's an answer.
Your girlfriend, I don't think she's just ordering, you know, McDonald's coffee.
No.
But I would encourage this person to take his girlfriend to McDonald's, because their coffee is sneaky good.
Sneaky
McCafe. is sneaky good. Hey, comment if you agree. McDonald's coffee is sneaky good. Really, you need to agree together on what your future plans, hopes, and dreams are together, and say, hey, groceries are important. I understand your coffee is important. How can we make sure that we can do this in the cheapest way possible?
Yeah, I mean,
Because if she doesn't like it, you may not want to keep her around long. I mean,
if you don't have the same
yeah,
dreams,
you don't have the
vision,
same goals. But if she's on with the program, then you can say, hey, how about, you know the answer. How do you budget groceries? And you put together a budget together.
yeah.
You sit down and say, hey, we're going to put together a budget. And, you know, if this thing is headed towards marriage, someday these finances are going to be intermingled and we need to be on the same page.
Right.
So, but listen, I would encourage you to have a very large line item in your budget called coffee dates.
Yeah.
Yeah, just budget for it. And then you'll be happy while you're buying your coffee. I'm always happy buying coffee. Do you know, Craig, finally, after 28 years of marriage, Jen Sangle has started drinking 1 cup of coffee a day.
Really?
Oh, I'm so fired up. And she listens to country music. Oh, all of my wildest dreams have come true. She's come to the dark side. This is an excellent question. How to discern whether to give abundantly when led by the Spirit, plus say no in order to maintain your savings. Is it ever okay to say no to protect yourself? So I would just say, how do you discern this? There's, I would say, 3 ways. 3 immediate ways: reading of the word, prayer, wise counsel. That it's clear in God's word that Proverbs 22 says plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, or in the King James Version, it says the abundance of counsel, they succeed. And so seek wise, godly counsel, read his word, pray, and you will have clarity and you will have peace to say no. It is okay to say no. One person, you are not God. You cannot solve all the world's problems. Use your resources wisely so that you can provide for oneself. It says, he who does not care for his own family is worse than an infidel. That's what the Bible says. Did you know that? So you got to take care of your household. So listen, there's such a thing as sacrifice, but sacrifice is for a period of time. And I do believe in sacrificial giving from time to time, but the mere word sacrifice, a person can't stay in that mode nonstop. Then they'll end up in guilty giving. Excellent question. I like the heart behind it. It's okay. Don't ever feel guilted into giving.
Right. Can't add to that. That's perfect. Oof, this is a good question. How do we convince our partner that we need to tithe and budget?
Well, I will just say I wrote an ebook about this. I think books could be written by certified licensed clinical psychologists.
Yeah.
It really is about alignment of goals. It really is. Like you and Annie make progress because you have general alignment on your goals. You have different goals, but you also have a lot of unity. Same as for me and Jenny. And what I see here is, hey, one spouse wants the budget, another one doesn't. I'm assuming the same spouse that wants the budget wants to tithe. And the one who does not want a budget does not want to tithe. And so what I would just say is it's time to have some serious conversations where you say, hey, I want to discuss some stuff that's very, very important to me. And I always encourage people, this is not a 100% fix-it way, but I would start by writing down your plans, hopes, and dreams and writing down the ones that you know your spouse has. And then arrange a night where you're going to go get a meal with, if you have young kids, do not have them with you. They're going to be gone for the evening. And tell them you want to discuss your future that is very important to you. That will get their attention. And during the meal, say, hey, I've been thinking, and start sharing your plans, hopes, and dreams, because you're going to be able to speak to it emotionally, authentically, and then say, hey, I've heard you talk about you wanted a truck, you wanted a place where you can own land, you wanted a boat, you know, we want to send our kids to college. They're 14 and 12. And I realize where we're at right now, we're not going to be able to do hardly any of this. And that makes me sick to my stomach. We make way too much money to be where we're at right now. And it made me think, hey, look, I think there's two things that we could do. One is we could budget and get real serious about being good stewards of what we do have. And two, we could start giving and recognizing that we don't own this anyway. We're just managers. I want to recognize the Lord. We want to honor him because he really has blessed us with a ton. And having a serious conversation like that, which is not accusatory, where you're saying, well, we're in this mess because of your fault, because of your dumb decisions. One that is focused, is future focused. And hey, own up any mistakes you've made, but moving forward, tying their dreams, your dreams together. I think it'll be a clarifying conversation. Hopefully it'll be a progressive conversation.
Yeah.
Anything you would add to that?
No, I totally agree. I think in part of that conversation, to your point, not necessarily not wanting to be accusatory, but also making that a moment where you say, like, I need your help. I need your help to do this. These are
Yep.
my dreams. I need your help. Will you help me?
I love it. We always know what we should do: budgeting, saving, investing. We know what we should do, but it's only when we know why we're doing it that we'll actually stick with it. That's excellent.
Yeah. Hey, we hope you really enjoyed that video. I hope we got to one of your questions, but if not, don't worry. We will definitely answer more questions soon. So if you have a question, a financial question that you want answered by Joe, feel free to drop it in the comments below, and I'll make sure to ask him next time we do one of these. Please like and subscribe. And again, if you have more questions, let us know. We'd love to answer them. So see you soon.